There's two ways in which we can bring a 3D primitive into our scene, but before I show you this, I just want to cast your eyes over to the Properties panel. The Properties panel is an area in which we can actually predetermine some of the initial settings of our primitives, and also where we can actually set up our tools that we're to be using on our primitives. So this Properties area is very, very important, and we're going to be using this a lot. Now the first way that we can bring a 3D primitive into our scene is simply just by dragging and dropping. Notice how the Properties area is automatically activated and you've got all these settings to choose from. But right at this very stage, there's a setting that you must set up right away, because you won't get a chance to do this again. And this is called the test, and this is applying specifically to the cube primitive. Now the test simply just slices up the primitive into more or less polygons. Now you can use the plus and the minus numeric key on your keyboard to add and subtract for this slice value. Finally, when you're happy with what you've done, you just click on validate. The second way to bring a 3D primitive into your scene is by selecting that primitive and then holding down the left mouse button and dragging out. Now by doing this you can increase the size, but you can also see to the right hand in the Properties area here that you've got this numeric input going up and down as we scale. In addition, we can choose how we actually scale it up from, whether it's from the center or whether it's from the bottom upwards. So we click to here, you can see that it'll actually allow us to draw it differently onto the screen. If you want to edit the numeric input, you just simply press the tab key and it takes you right over to here. This is where you can input your new value. Pressing the tab key again takes you to the next column, and the tab key to the next. Finally, make sure you click on apply, and then it's complete. Alternatively, you can click in this scene anywhere and it will also complete it, as well as clicking on validate.